Prefect adds observability to your runs by adding only several decorators to your functions. Observability is just the ability to see what state your code is in. What's your code doing right now? If there's a problem, when did it happen? And what was the error? To understand why observability is useful, let's start with a simple example. Here we have a script to process the data. In this script, we load the configuration file, we get the data, we fill missing description, and we also get description length. So these are just simple Python functions. Now let's run this and see what we got. Cool, it runs. So there is nothing wrong with this code. However, imagine that this script takes a long time to run, and we want to know which function the script is running. Without any loggers, we can't get this insight. One thing that you might do is to use logger to log which function are being executed. For example, here I can use logging to print low config stars, and then also use logging to print that low config ends. And you do the same thing with the rest of the function. And when we run this code, we will have the following output. So this way works, but it's very time consuming because you need to manually add login.info in every single function. A better way to know the state of your workflow is to simply add the decorator flow in Prefect. And I'll add flow to the function process data. This function includes other functions to process the data. We can see from the output that the flow starts running at this time and it's finished running at this time. To get more insights into the state of each function inside the flow process data, we're gonna add the decorator tags to each of these functions. That's it. Now let's run this again to see how the output looks like. We can see when each task is created and when they finish. Imagine field missing description take a long time to run. By using Prefect, we will know that it's currently stuck at field missing description. So what's the difference between task and flow? In simple terms, a task is a function that does one thing, while a flow is a function that contains several tasks. So far, we have used Prefect to observe the state of our workflow on a command line. If you want to get more insights into your runs through a more intuitive user interface, Prefetch Orion server is ideal for that. To spin up a Prefetch Orion server, run Prefetch Orion start. Open the URL, show up on the terminal, and you should see a website like this. The scatter plot gives an overview of all runs, where the x-axis represents when the runs are executed and the y-axis represents the duration of each run. If you want to get more insights into each of these green dots, scroll down to the list of runs and click one of the runs. Let's click the run that we have just created. We can see that the logs we got earlier on the terminal also show in the UI. This helps us get an idea of what happened when we ran the flow. The task run tab gives us an overview of all task runs, including their states and execution time. So here, almost all tasks take 1 second to run, and the task get description length start on June 30th around noon. Having a dashboard like this is very useful because we can keep track of all the runs that we have created and their states.